Tunes Online Radio, broadcasting live from Hamilton's own pub, the Cat and Fiddle, corner of John Street South at Augusta. This week's special guests, Lily Sazz and Chelsea Reynolds. Now, our host, who happened to kiss a girl and smoke a cigarette on the same day. Since then, he's had no time for tobacco. Here is famous Framus. Well, you know.
You've got all week to keep thinking these things.
All week, all night.
I was 13 years old when that happened.
My little clairvoyance is working overtime.
Middle school, yes. Middle school problems. Smoking and kissing girls.
If you consider that a problem.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
How's the week?
The week was okay, man. Cold.
Cold indeed. And we're looking at another cold next week.
It's like spring today, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a balmy 0 degrees in
Balmy
Hamilton.
0 degrees, yeah.
It's lovely. It's after the past few days. Holy cow.
I was shedding layers. I went
I
outside.
was going to put shorts on and get my skater
Yeah.
boots on. Get going.
Get going, man. But it's short-lived, though, right? Tomorrow's we're
Yeah.
plunging back down to
Plunging down.
polar
into
vortex.
fun wild. Well, it is winter. It
They
is
use
January.
They use these terrifying words now to describe the weather, right?
I know.
Something, what's that? Water bomb, polar vortex.
Yes. Yes.
It's frightening.
Stormageddon.
Stormageddon, yeah. It's frightening to open your weather app now on your phone.
They just made those up to facilitate the whole climate change thing.
Is that what it was?
I think so. Just, new words, new thing. Hey, that works.
Well, it's working on me, I'll tell you. I don't want to go outside.
Yeah, exactly. But we're glad everyone is listening here and visiting us at the Cat and Fiddle today. We got another great show all lined up. But I have to mention this because this still bugs me. I have to mention that, the great movie director, David Lynch, he passed away yesterday.
That's right. Great philosopher as well.
Yes. Yeah. What a dude.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I did see Eraserhead on the big screen. Holy shit.
Changed your life.
I haven't been the same since, and that was like 20 years ago. Holy cow. But no, that's a sad day for movie making.
And general positivity in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
But on to bigger and better things, on to music. And since we're here, let's get on to, before we hit the music, our main man of the pub, the Grand Poobah,
Our big toe.
the one and only Alex Patry.
We have to call him Uncle Alex.
I'm going back here.
Here you go, buddy. You got your own space there. And he's one hell of a piano player, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't know that, did you? But
Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is awesome. I was a kid and my parents made me take piano lessons that didn't go all that well. I've had an urge to start taking lessons again because out of all the money my parents spent on me taking piano lessons, I could do a one finger, the Sting.
Oh, the Sting. Well, that's a hell of a
Only
that's a
part
step
of
up
it.
from chopsticks.
Oh, only part of it though. That right?
Right.
Yeah, and then when I was a little kid, it was tough because I'd have one finger in my nose and the other one out, right? So I couldn't concentrate that well.
Lucky you didn't have three hands because you know where the other finger would be.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But truly, I want to take piano lessons again. I've had this urge for a little while, so this is kind of cool.
my friend, never too late.
Oh hell no! Even though I'm going tone deaf and I got to work on my vocals like a lot. So, but anyway, welcome Connect Tune gang and all our guests today. It's awesome. And then so this month we only have a couple things going on, right? Always we've moved on from our last chef here, so we're moving on to better things and bigger things with our kitchen.
Right.
We want to get back to the traditional pub Irish stuff. So we did hire a new chef. He'll be here in another week and a half when he starts up and that. So
You ship him over from Ireland, or is he local?
he's a local guy. He was actually a cook here he was here for about 10 years before COVID, and then moved on. And the restaurant he's at now is closing, unfortunately.
But he's coming to familiar territories.
Yeah, the old Langtons. So if anybody can really get over to Rankin's, I used to love that place, right? Haven't been there in a few years, of course, but it was a go-to when I first came to Hamilton, right?
For sure, yeah.
So I think their last day is this coming, not this Sunday, a week Sunday, and that. So go out and show some support there.
An East Hamilton institution, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, their kitchen manager chef, he's going to be joining us after that. So
nice.
Yeah. So of course, 6 times later, we're changing. We're getting to where I want to be with the menu. So we're narrowing it down. It's going to be some good East Coast Irish kind of stuff. So,
nice.
Yeah. So we're slowly getting, and then all our stuff, chicken wings, all the other things that we have.
Fish Friday still.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the East Coast Irish
yeah.
kind of thing is our fish and chips on Fridays for sure, and that. So that's good. Tomorrow, Swamp Busters again.
Blues night again, January Blues night.
They killed it, right?
Yep.
Then
that's the Grand Poobah himself, Mr. Gibbons.
Yep. And then Sunday, Innisfree, right? Our Irish band. That's 5 to 8:30 on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that. So they're going to be one of our resident groups, and that. So when you look at our calendar coming up, they're playing every second Sunday.
And it's free every second Sunday.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have the dates in front of me, but it's starting February. But just look at our Facebook and Instagram, you'll see it coming up.
All right.
And then we have this other duo, bluegrass. Man, they're awesome, right? So they're called Arthur.
Arthur, yeah, we've had him on the show.
Yeah.
How you doing, Norm? Norm's
Yeah,
in the building right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the name originates from Norm. His name is Norman Arthur. And he said he hated it, so he shouldn't have told me that. Yeah,
Don't ever tell him anything incriminating or personal.
You're never too old to be a fool, right? Especially with me. And I love Norm, man. He's awesome. Him and Joan are spectacular, man. Like for them, I honest to God, I actually asked Norm if they were living together and dating and all this. And he goes, no, we just collaborate. Because the way they banter back and forth,
right,
is that you think they were married for sure, right?
Live music is love music.
Oh, for sure,
absolutely,
right? Yeah. So no, that's good. And of course, at the end of the month, on I believe the 30th or 31st, whatever the Friday or Saturday is, I'm losing it today.
Pretty sure it's the 31st.
Yeah, Troublecasters are going to be in the house playing
Gold
that night, 9 o'clock.
Best bar band in the world.
Yeah. So. And like I said, man, I'm always excited to have our team of Connect Tunes here, right?
Shake It Up Radio.
And we got some new things. Actually, Famous here is going to be helping me here and there, just figure out some things in the music world. So, he's my sidekick, or I'm his. I don't know.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, but in our family, he wears the dress.
Well, I got the legs for it.
Yeah, he does. He's got nice legs.
I do have nice legs.
Yeah, and that. So, no, that's it for today, right? Come on down, join us anytime. We have Wednesday nights still going on with trivia.
Trivia, yeah.
Right.
What about the choir?
Yeah. Anybody wants thanks, man. Yeah. Everything that happened the other day, I forgot. Right. So, yeah, Tuesday night choirs start at 8 o'clock. Like anybody can come out, right? Like, if you want to try it out, this is where, right? They get along so well, and there's really good, and then people that want to be good, right? But Tor is such a cool leader.
Yeah,
right.
He's a musical genius. So
yeah,
he's an institution in the art scene in Hamilton for sure. For decades.
Yeah, and he makes everybody comfortable
for sure.
Like I'm almost tempted to go and sing, but I don't think he has that much patience, man. Yeah, I think I'd be better learning how to play the organ. But yeah. So we got some good stuff going on, and
more to come.
Yeah, and all the bands out there, if anybody's listening, I am getting to
this. I saw him. He's getting to it.
Yeah, and I have, right? We booked some bands for next month, and in the March and that. So that'll be coming out soon. There's still people I got to get a hold of, right? Chris Wheeler, I'm coming to you, buddy. You know, Chris has been pretty vigilant in getting on me, right?
Chris is back on the show in a couple of weeks with his band.
Yeah,
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is.
Chris Wheeler band will be up here.
he'll definitely be shaking up the stage here for sure, right? But I'm getting there, and there's a few other people, right? Honestly, I'm getting to you.
We'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm getting kicked in the ass from Framus, so you know that's helped me along great.
Just I'm always ready to lend a boot.
No thanks. As long as you take it out when you're done. Right. But thanks for being here, everyone, and let's have a good time. And thanks a lot.
Put your hands together.
Yeah.
For Alex, the big boss man.
Don't forget, we have the 50-50 draw again this week.
Oh, 50-50.
3 tickets, $5, $5. Love you long time.
That's a great deal.
Sorry.
Can't go wrong there.
I really not.
Last week's winner was $14,000 actually.
Yeah.
14,000 minus maybe 13,400,
995.
something like that. 40.
It's close.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah.
But they walked
Thank
away.
God there's still a good use for Canadian Tire money.
That's it.
Absolutely.
So, moving along.
Moving along.
Don't forget, 50-50, we have fish fry, as Alex had mentioned.
Yes.
We have Chelsea Reynolds coming up later. However, right now, shall we welcome
Yes.
Lily Sazz? Come on down. You're the next contestant. Shake it up. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Welcome, Lily.
Thank you so much.
We've been following each other around for weeks now,
I
and
know.
here we are finally on the show
I don't
together.
know who's stalking who.
I don't know. It's one of those circular things, but it doesn't matter who's stalking who, as long as we're stalking each other. And here we are now.
Keeping it in the family.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to hit us with some of your beautiful music, and then we can have a nice chat out
Sure.
and during, and we'll just keep flowing as we go.
All right, I'm going to start you off with a love song because we're getting close to Valentine's.
Live music is love music.
And also the subject of my desire is here today.
Ooh.
My husband Paul. So it took
It
it took me 23 years.
Here we are following each other around for weeks,
I know.
and you're going to sing a song to your husband, Paul.
I know, but it took me 23 years to write a love song for him. So we just need sound, no?
Yeah.
You should have sound.
Mm-hmm.
Is it turned on?
Well, the keyboard's on, yeah.
You should have sound. What happened?
I don't know.
There we go. Ghost in the machine today, folks.
Maybe I'll mention that I got the idea for this song while waiting for a GO train on one of those days when everything goes wrong and you can't find a parking spot at the Aldershot station or the other Aldershot parking lot, and then you drive to Burlington and there's no parking there and you're starting to freak because you're late
Right.
and you're nervous and everything. But I had to take an Uber. It's a long story, but it was one of those days. But I was standing there minding my own business, waiting for the train, and I overheard this couple talking about where they parked the car. And the guy said, or the girl said, "Oh, well, you know, you'll remember because XYZ landmark is there." And he said, "Oh no, I don't trust the future me," he said. I'm like, "Oh my God, I gotta write that
That's a
down."
great line.
All right. So I don't know if he stole it, but I sure as hell stole it from him. And that was the seed for this song. It's called Future Me.
All right.
I don't trust future me, 'cause I've changed my mind so much, you see. Things that meant so much to me before, they don't matter anymore. Who knows how because something's going on. I'm using this lyric. All right, I'll take it from the top. I don't know. Yeah, mystery.
You have that cable?
Sorry, folks.
It's not you, Lily.
This cable here.
I'll try this one. Here.
Switch it. Do we want
Good.
Famous.
All right.
There we go. That sounded like a good plunk.
I just didn't want dead air.
Oh, no. Oh, listen to that.
All right, here we go. Future me.
Yay.
Yay. There's the future you doing the song, Future Me.
Rock and roll. I don't trust future me, 'cause I've changed my mind so much, you see. Things that meant so much to me before, they don't matter anymore. Who knows how life will unfold? Sometimes people, they run hot and cold. Just when life is going well, best laid plans get shot to hell. But there's one thing I know for sure, that's the love I have for you. I know I'll be there by your side until the end of time. There's one thing I know for sure, that's the love I have for you. I know I'll be there by your side until the end of time. I don't trust future me, except when it comes to you and me. No matter what life has in store, I could not love you anymore. No, I could not love you anymore. I could not love you anymore. Then I do, yes I do, yes I do. I'll finally get that tattoo of you, 'cause I do and I do and I do and I do and I do. I love you.
Yeah.
that certainly is a love song.
Thank you.
Beautiful, Lily.
Thanks.
Wonderful, yes. So you're classically trained.
Yes.
Yes. Did you do the academic journey with music?
I did.
Where did you start out?
I,
What's your
Well,
origin story?
I like most kids, I took conservatory lessons, and then
Piano?
piano.
Yep.
Yeah, and I took some guitar lessons and things like that too. I was interested in that. I played guitar fairly well for a while, and then eventually I just dropped that and thought I need to be just like better at one thing and stop spreading the. So eventually, I was a bit of a late bloomer, but when I was about 22 years old, I started studying music at McMaster.
Oh, okay.
So I was majoring in piano and in harpsichord, doing music education, and I did my 4 years there. Yeah.
Harpsichord too.
Harpsichord,
Oh, interesting.
of all things.
Yeah.
Baroque music and that sort of thing.
It's an interesting instrument.
It is,
Yeah.
yeah. I owned one. It was 9 feet long. It was tough to find an apartment as a
Totally.
student that you had to have like a 12-foot wall to clear the 3 feet you need for the bench to sit. It had 4 sets of strings and 3 sets of jacks, and you had to tune it a lot. And
Wow.
Are you kidding?
it was crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
And you took you were a 4-year program at McMaster?
It was, yeah,
Yeah.
4 years honors music
Nice.
education, I guess.
You studied with quite an acclaimed teacher.
Yeah, well, for 2 of the 4 years, I studied with Valerie Tryon, and the other 2 years was with Richard Bernie Smith, who's, the harpsichord guy
Right.
in town. Yeah.
And your ambition was to be a music teacher or to just...
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just leaving my old life. I had an early first marriage that didn't work out, and I knew that I wanted to do something in the music area. And I auditioned at various places, and I got in, and some were too far away, and I don't know. I really honestly didn't know what I was going to do, and I was taking music education, and in the end, I really felt like if you're going to teach, you should have a passion to teach, and I didn't so much. And then halfway through the 4 years, I got completely sidetracked and discovered the blues and the roots music that I've come to love so much.
Yeah, that's quite
It's
a story.
complete serendipity.
At downtown.
Downtown
Gore
Gore Park. Yeah, we were at a Monty Python double feature movie. Me, a few friends, and we came, and it was a beautiful evening, and there they were, set up and playing King Biscuit Boy with Crowbar.
Wow.
And I don't know, I think my eyes are like, I've just never seen anything like that. I didn't come from a musical family. I don't really have a background. I didn't know that kind of music. It's certainly not what they played on mainstream radio
No.
that we all listened to at the time.
So that was your first exposure to the blues,
yeah.
to roots, to joyful noise kind of
Exactly.
craziness.
Yeah, and it just happened that a couple of the people I was out with were friends with some of those band members. And Crowbar started a residency at the International Hotel.
The Eye, yes.
Remember that?
For
6
sure.
nights, once a month, I think it was. Every month they'd come for 6 nights. And that was the lineup that had, Paul Penchizak and Alex McDougall and I forget who the bass player was, and Rick Waite, I think. The late Rick Waite. Sonny Del Rio.
Sonny, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Kelly J and I became friends. And I remember he embarrassed me one time. He kind of like dragged me up on stage and made me like sit next to him while he was playing. I felt like a fool. But I used to bring my homework, big orchestration homework, and people would be drinking these pitchers of beer, and I'd be sitting there doing my homework in this
at the Eye.
At the International. Yeah, I'm sure my mother would have been horrified. But yeah,
Kelly J, what a force of nature.
Right.
Yeah.
And then one day he said, Lily says you should just sell your harpsichord and get yourself a DX7. That was the big keyboard of the day. And I ended up doing that, just that.
Well, Kelly J tells you to do stuff.
Right.
You just do it, probably. Yeah, I would think so.
Randall Cousins also, but he's so many people that we've lost. Randall Cousins, he had a label, Roto Noto Records, and he had a band. He had a band that had lots of different names, and they were always interesting names. And he invited me to join the band, and I remember playing keyboards. I didn't even have a stand like this. It was like a restaurant tray thing.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a red Telecaster, and we're playing away, and there was another keyboard player in the band named Mouse. And what I didn't know was that the plan was to basically get rid of Mouse.
Or even
I
Mouse
feel
out.
bad, but Mouse was drinking pretty heavily, so I could see that they were trying to ease him out. And anyway, I ended up playing in that band, and I didn't know how to play this kind of music then. But I could play by ear, so I was picking up. We were playing top 40. We'd open the night with Brown Eyed Girl every night, and
Nice.
that sort of thing. And so I was just playing pop music.
All by ear.
Well, sure, yeah.
Wow.
It's not rocket science if you're used to
It is to me.
But if someone had said, "Hey, take it away for a solo," I would have said, "Where?"
Right.
I don't know what to do. So while I was doing that, I was also studying and picking up. And really, Richard Newell, King Biscuit Boy, was a fantastic mentor for me. So was Kelly J. But Richard would take me through his record collection and pull out all these cassette tapes that had radio shows that he had recorded off the radio, the King Biscuit Flower Hour and all those kinds of things. And then he'd say, listen to this guy, listen to that guy. He was
curating your
Professor Longhair and Dr. John and Marsha Ball and Stan Celeste in Buffalo and these fantastic players. And it just saved me so much research time, to go home, and he let me borrow those tapes and dump them, in those days.
Oh, yeah.
I gave them the originals back because, you lose quality and everything. And I still have those hand labeled
what a gift.
tapes of the music that he turned me on to.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of got, gave me a boost for sure.
And did you just like hanging around those guys?
Constantly.
Were you? Did you get into the party lifestyle as well too, or did you just kind of stick to the music part? Yeah.
I mean,
because those guys could party.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I witnessed a lot of things.
No, you're probably the only one that remembers.
I won't say that I'm completely innocent, but I was responsible. I've always been responsible.
Nice.
Boring.
But what a great introduction into.
Yeah.
And you played around town. You played the different venues as well.
Then that band leads to another band, and eventually I started a band with Alex McDougall, who was a member of Crowbar, and we started a top 40, kind of a soul blues influenced, like think Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Oh, Terrence Trent
and
D'Arby.
Robert Palmer,
and way back to that style at the time.
Yeah,
the 80s kind of swing, like funk, whatever.
So that band was called Sazz Who, and I remember, that lasted a few years. We were touring all over Ontario and everything. And Harrison Kennedy actually introduced us to our manager. He was also really good to me back then. And then eventually that kind of ran its course. And Alex went on to play with Harrison with the Rockin' Hurricanes, his band that he had then. And then eventually, I think I was playing with Carmela Long, who sings with Glass Tiger now, and various things. And then finally, Alex and I started a band called Trailblazers. That was around 1990 to 94. And that band, I was really proud of that band. It was tight. It was, musically just great. And we recorded one CD and finished recording the second one. And then the lead singer quit. And then we just lost the mojo. Her voice was so unique that it wasn't like we could just get a different singer and, so we ended up leaving that. And then
is that music, Trailblazers music, is it available online? Or is it just in CDs somewhere? Is there a way to access it?
I do have CDs somewhere, but I don't know if I put any of it online. I'll have to look into that because there was some good stuff there, and it was all pre-internet, really.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I should probably go digging out some of those things, and maybe even releasing, re-recording some of the tunes off that second unreleased CD, because there was some good stuff there.
There you go. We got some great ideas percolating.
Now you're giving me work.
Well, speaking of work, you want to hit us with another tune, Lily?
Sure. Well, yeah, okay. So another band I had was called Coots Paradise.
I was, yeah, very familiar
Yeah.
with Coots Paradise. You
And
guys,
so-
great band, you guys. I saw
Thank
you guys
you.
a couple times.
That was a lot of fun. So some of the tunes that I wrote for that and kind of, reviving and singing them because why not?
Why not?
So this one's called Knack for That.
Knack for That. Lily Sazz, everybody.
Thank you. I got a knack for that. I got a way of messing things up. If there's a way to get it right, honey, I'll find a way to get it wrong. I got a knack for that. I got a way of knocking things around. If there's a way to build it up, baby, I'll find a way to tear it down. You're up there, living the dream, and I'm down here getting ready to scream. You're riding high all the way to the top, and I'm down here coming to a full stop. I got a knack for that. I got a knack for that. I got a way of spinning things around. If there's a way to lift it up, honey, I'll find a way to pull it down. I got a knack for that, I give it talent too. Why don't you walk away? I'm no good for you. I turn the quiet to a cavernous sound. I'm the lost and the lost and found. You can't fit a square peg into a round. Oh baby, why you kick me when I'm down? I got a knack for that. I got a knack for that. I got a knack for that. Oh, that, oh, I'm the lost and found. Can't fit the square into a round. Oh, but you kick me when I'm down.
Yeah. You do have a knack for that. Lily Sazz, everybody. That's so. When you were playing with playing the popular music in the bars, when did you start writing your own music? Did you always kind of chip away at it, or did you come to a point where you thought, well, now I want to start expressing myself with my own stuff? Like, how did you? How was that journey for you?
Well, certainly with the Trailblazers, I started co-writing a lot with Alex,
Right.
who was quite a prolific songwriter, and eventually I was working in a band called True Spirit, and True Spirit was headed by Reynolds.
Oh,
Right? Fantastic
one of my
songwriter.
songwriting heroes. Yeah.
And
right.
I mean, we were together for probably three and a half years, never played a live gig, but we were almost living at Grant Avenue Studio and then Highland Studio and various other.
Was this after Ray had taken his break from the music
This
business?
was his
He
first
gave it up,
foray back,
or he was easing back in.
where
Yeah.
he didn't really want to have his name used and stuff.
Okay,
And
yeah.
we actually released a single on vinyl. I still have it framed. You know, people say, "Oh, you got a black record," and the band picture was just our legs,
Oh wow.
our legs and our feet. But Jack Pedler was the drummer.
Amazing.
The first bass player was Steve Mann from Teenage Head, Steve
Wow.
Marshall.
Wow.
And Bob Deutsch was, I think he was the first, well, after Steve, Bob Deutsch took over on bass. And Alex McDougall was the guitar player on that as well, and me. And then
And Ray
eventually,
just came back and started
yeah, so
pounding
we
out
just
writing
kept,
songs.
we were
Yeah.
releasing singles on that Roto Noto label, for example, you know. But I learned a lot about songwriting and
From a master.
from a master.
Yeah.
And so that kind of got the juices flowing for sure. And then, you know, by the time Coots Paradise rolled around, I had, written quite a few on my own and things like that. So I didn't need the training wheels anymore.
Right. But again, like the people that you bump up against in your musical journey here are like, it's almost like the Mount Rushmore of Hamilton music,
I
really.
was blessed,
Canadian
really,
music.
very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, and Rita Chiarelli, when did she come into your life?
Oh yeah, Rita, yeah.
Another
Rita
touchstone
Chiarelli.
here. You got so many, you're forgetting some, Lily. Come on.
Yeah, well,
It's an embarrassment of riches for you.
I met Rita a long time ago. Terry Bramhall, who was also a bass player in True Spirit, he introduced me to Rita way back in the 80s, and we were friends for a long time. But she had appeared. I was part of the Toronto Blues Society Women's Blues Review. That started in 1995. Was my first year, and of course, Rita being Canada's Queen of the Blues, she appeared in that show a number of times. And anyway, eventually she formed an all-woman band called Sweet Loretta, and invited me to be the keyboard player for that. So we had horns, and we did quite a bit of touring. We went to Mexico, Switzerland,
Wow,
Edmonton, Sherbrooke, Sault Ste. Marie.
Edmonton, Switzerland. I love that you said Switzerland. And then right after that, you went to Edmonton.
Yeah. I can't remember the order of those.
Were there shows in between somewhere?
But it was a fantastic band, and we had a lot of fun. And we went to Mexico.
Sweet Loretta, yeah. Did you guys record as well, or was it more like a review show?
No, we did not record, sadly. We did not record. That's too bad. But we were playing Rita's music that she had recorded, stuff off her various albums, and it was a blast. That was really one of the times that I felt like, finally I'm playing in big soft cedar venues with music that I actually know how to play, because with Women's Blues Review, you only get 1 hour to rehearse with each vocalist, and then you're there, and we used to have to be prepared enough to be recorded by CBC, and it was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, how did that, let's go back a bit about the Blues Review. How did that, what's the machinations of how that worked?
Well,
did you have to audition for that?
No, I was invited to be they'd seen me play with the Trailblazers. I think the Trailblazers at that point were gaining traction.
You were playing in Toronto a lot then?
Playing in Toronto a lot, yeah. Most of my stuff was going on outside of Hamilton. I barely knew other musicians in Hamilton until later.
Play the Silver Dollar?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
It was like the
Chicago is the Silver Dollar. I actually have never played Grossman's.
Because that was one of the blues hubs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we definitely played all the other haunts, everything you could think of. And in 1995, they invited me to be the keyboard player, and so I did that first year. I think Sue Foley was the guitar player that year in the band. And
another monster player.
And Liberty Silver. I mean, the people that have come through that show are unbelievable. Really, like everyone from Sass Jordan and Serena Ryder and Salome Bay. And
so you were basically like the backing band?
Yeah, we were the backing band. And at that time, there were still a couple of males in the band, because
couldn't fill it with all female instrumentals. Really, yeah.
Well, not people we knew anyway.
Right.
So then the next year they asked me if I would be the band leader, and I had trepidation, but I said,
no pressure.
You don't say no to something like that.
No.
And back then it was staged at Trinity St. Paul's on Bloor Street in Toronto. About, I want to say 800 people.
Well, that's where Cowboy Junkies recorded that album, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the Trinity
sessions.
That's right. And then eventually we graduated to Danforth Music Hall, and the dream was Massey Hall.
Ooh,
but we,
good dream.
At that time, I remember hearing it cost about $11,000 or $12,000 just to open the doors. But eventually, Massey Hall themselves were interested in co-presenting it with us, and then that allowed us to make that move. And so ever since then, it's been at Massey Hall, except for when they did the renovations, and then we moved to Roy Thompson Hall, and then back to Massey Hall.
So are you still involved?
I'm not.
No.
The last 2 years. Last year, Jenny Ty did it, and the year before was a different keyboard player, and I had to take some time off. And so, I don't know. Now I'm so immersed in this that I can't imagine doing that. It is a lot of commitment. Like I say, you have to learn an entire evening's repertoire well enough. Now, back then, as I said, CBC used to record it.
Right.
So they would pull up with their big remote recording studio truck, have everything set up, and they would be airing it by the next morning. Like I remember waking up in the hotel, remember that? And I thought I was dreaming because I was hearing the music that I had just played the night before, and it was on the air, on like fresh air on Saturday morning or something.
Wow.
You know, but that's the pressure of having to learn those songs so well, and having CDC record it. You know, there's no do-overs.
No.
so it was a lot, but boy, what an education I got! Like
No
for
doubt.
those years,
Yeah.
it was fantastic.
I'm sure once you guys got going and playing, like all that other stuff
Yeah.
just went out the window.
But you know,
and
like
just
your
played
your
the music,
your
right?
face is in the music. Like all I see is the charts, and you can't even afford the luxury of just, you know, looking out and enjoying the audience. You know, that's why with the Rita thing, with Rita Shirelli, at least, you know, we're playing these cool venues, but I kind of know the music, so
Right.
I can
You
relax
could take
a
in the
little.
room and forget
And
that.
also, I wasn't the band leader, so I didn't have that pressure.
Mhm.
And people would just say, "Here's your plane ticket, and you just be at the hotel at such and such time." I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah.
I just have to play the piano, and that's all I have to do." So that was actually a nice time those years with Rita.
No doubt. And you were like a full timer, making your living playing music.
No, I
Did you have
was before, and then eventually I fell into a great day job at McMaster University at the Faculty of Engineering. And I had a really great supervisor who was very flexible. So I was using up all my vacation time. Sorry, Paul.
She wrote you that song, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Give her some leeway.
Yeah, I was using up all my vacation time to tour, you know,
Right.
and things. But if I had a gig, you know, I remember Nathan Phillips Square on a Wednesday or something. The job was flexible enough that I could just go and do that.
Nice.
Generally speaking, and so
Yeah, the best of both worlds.
and I did that for about 15 years, and now I'm back to full time.
That's
Although
great.
it doesn't look like that financially yet, but you know, everything's changed.
Yeah.
No money unless you get your song in a movie or sell T-shirts.
Well, I cashed in my my digital revenue not too long ago, and I waited 10 years to do it, and I got $80 American. So it was quite a month for the famous Framus family. I'll tell you that. We painted the town safety yellow on that one.
It's really sad. You know, you try and hand someone a CD now, and they go like that. I don't have a CD player.
I tell them it's a coaster.
It's a coaster.
Coaster or a weapon. If you need to get to
Yeah.
your car, you can hit somebody with the
Yeah.
pointy,
Yeah.
the pointy edge.
You fan yourself.
Yeah. Well, we're talking and talking, but how about hitting us with some more?
What was my
some more
third
music.
song? I'm trying to remember what the third song.
Did you make a mental set list?
Yes, I did.
And we've talked our way around out of it.
Oh, of course. I wanted to do Goodnight Sweetheart. Because,
Yes, I was going to talk about that
okay.
at the end of the.
All right.
But do it, and then we'll touch on.
All right. Well, I'm just going to say that this song was written for my mother who died in 2023, and Goodnight Sweetheart were her last words that she spoke. So just. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. This might be the last time we meet. Go home, darling. You're sleeping on your feet. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. Is there anything we can say. Go home, darling. It's been a long day. Before I shut the door, could I have given you more? Did I do all I should? Everything that I could. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. What more can I do to ease your way? Go home, darling. You don't need to stay. Before I shut the door, could I have given you more? Did I do all I should? Everything that I could do. We say all we needed to say. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, sweetheart.
Beautiful, Lily. Beautiful. Yeah, I was going to touch on the fact that you're quite inspired, and you've got your eyes set on a project now that you've obviously you put the single out in the video, "Good Night, Sweetheart." From,
Yes, I'm going to
from
record
Cotton
that.
Factory. It's quite a beautiful video for those who want to check it out on YouTube, which I have. And
I was still unable to sing it without crying that time. But I'm getting there now. I'm sort of able to get there. But yeah, I put out that live performance video, and then I'm going to re-record that, in the studio.
yeah, so you're putting a record together.
I'm putting a record together.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You've got your songs.
Well, I'm going to start with 3, and
Right.
And then I'll either do 6 or 9, an EP, or So I've got, because I don't have a band now, right? So
Right.
I've employed Robin Pearson and Carrie Clark are going to play
Great rhythm section. Absolutely, yeah.
and then I've got some people earmarked for solos. Darcy Hetner is going to play one on Future Me, for example.
Nice.
So I'll bring in some friends, but I'm keeping it really simple and sparse, and hoping that it'll have a lot of air and space.
A lot of room to to kind of get into people.
I'm used to lots of horns and
right.
Heavy guitar, and
Not a lot of
I
empty
just
space.
try
Right?
and keep it really simple if I can, and just let the songs speak.
And is there like a through line regarding the content or the impetus behind the record? I know the song that you wrote about your mom passing, and like what you've been going through in are you taking your kind of life's journey in the last little while.
Well,
and
you
you're
know, when you write
putting
your
it
own
into-
songs, it's always part of your
That's-
journey.
yeah,
One of
absolutely,
The
yeah.
other song I'm doing that day, I'm doing Future Me, Good Night Sweetheart, and there's another one I've written recently called In a Hurry,
right.
which is all about life and its pace.
Right. So do you feel like you're tuned to kind of receive this, like songwriting? I consider the more you do it, and then when you get in those kind of special areas where you're ready to crack yourself open and kind of receive as much as create the songs.
I wish I could say that I had a regular method of doing things.
Right.
I just don't. Sometimes I wake up and the song
It's there.
is there.
Yeah.
Mostly I've got like a big long list of ideas, you know, lyrical concepts or ideas.
Right. Or you hear a phrase like you heard
I hear a
the
phrase,
future me,
yeah,
and you
future
write
me
that
would be
down.
very typical for me, and Knack
Right.
for that came that way too. And well, Good Night Sweetheart were, you know, my mom's words. Of course, she said it with a Hungarian accent, you know, good night, sweetheart, but I can't sing it like that or it's goofy.
Right,
But yeah, and then there's still some songs from before that I may bring back, you know, that just didn't, you know, they were like with Coots Paradise, because the band is no longer together. Those songs I feel deserve another chance to
Sure.
come forward. But before I recycle any of those, I'll probably, you know, still be writing furiously while I'm recording the first three, and then
Yeah.
just trying to get, you know, over the next few months. It takes time when you're scheduling people and you're not in a band that's rehearsing every week, and
Right.
you gotta like go about it in a different way, and that part makes me really nervous because
But part of it is you're going to be lit up because you've got this thing going, and you're, you know,
Oh,
organizing musically in your
obsessed.
head, and then plus you're trying to put people together, and then your
Yeah.
creative juices are flowing, and it's all your wires are firing at the same time. So
I'm
that's a
completely
great place
laser
great
focused.
space to be as an artist, for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a really exciting time, and I love recording. I really love recording.
Really? Yeah.
Oh,
Some people freak out when that red light goes on, and they get the
No, not
You like
me.
it.
I know, I love it, and you know, but singing lead is still, you know, it's new for me. I've been very spoiled writing songs that other fantastic singers have.
Well, you've got a
Some-
wonderful voice, though, so
Oh, thank you.
you've got no problem with your lead singer. No problem
Well,
with your
I've
lead
been
singer.
told, you know, I've got a couple of fantastic friends who are vocal coaches and things who just said, you know, nobody's going to sing your songs better than you can, even if, you know, I may not sound like.
You're not going to get a high C and crack some
No,
champagne
I'm not
glasses,
gonna
but
be-
who cares?
No,
Exactly.
But you know, the songs are coming from me inside, and so I'm hoping that you know, my presentation will resonate for people. That's all you can hope for.
Yeah, for sure.
right?
You're a projector, and
Good Night Sweetheart made people cry for real. I felt kind of bad because people were like, oh.
well, that's the thing about great art. It doesn't tell you about the artist; it tells you about yourself. So when you make a great song that's really personal
Yeah.
and touches you, you know that you're really putting it out there. It touches
One
people.
of those friends, the vocal coaches I'm talking about, her name's Jill Zade. She lives right here in this town in Dundas, actually, and she's like a big time LA singer
Mhm.
who toured with Janet Jackson for 12 years
Wow.
and sang with everyone from Gladys Knight to Sting and you name it. And I remember she said something to me that made it so that I just wasn't able to sing Good Night Sweetheart without crying, because she was talking about, you know, putting yourself in the place you were when you wrote the song and everything. And then I was really struggling because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And so I called her up. I said, Jill, I'm so mad at you. I can't sing. And she said, never mind, honey. She says, that's the good stuff right there. You
Yeah.
know, just don't worry about that. If your voice cracks, it's because you're emotional. And, you know, because I'm used to, oh, well, it's got to be perfect, you know.
Right.
Sort of. So she's been giving me, I call them psychological singing lessons. She's a fantastic
Yeah.
vocal coach, by the way. If anybody's looking for lessons, she's
But the psychology of singing is another aspect of it. Yeah.
well,
for
yeah.
sure.
I mean,
Yep.
I had a fair amount of vocal training. I sang in the McMaster University Choir and all that, you know, and I was always really quick with harmonies in the studio. I could change parts easily and pick the notes and everything. And I always used to say, I'd be such a great singer if only I had a good voice, you know. But I was always, they called me the blender, you know, in the studio. They'd say, oh, call Lil in here because she'll, you know, tell her she'd sing the third, sing the fifth, whatever. And I could switch because I had enough music theory to be able to do that.
Right.
But, you know, as I say, getting out front singing lead is another another
You open
matter.
yourself up for sure.
And this morning I was warming up my voice, and I always have like morning.
Yeah, it's not a great time to sing in the morning for
I
sure.
hope that's all gone. I get nervous. So those are the things I never had to worry about before. So what if you're singing backups and your voice cracks a bit? Nobody's going to notice. And now you're just out there, naked for everyone to see. So we're here.
There's a courage in that though, and it pays off.
Yeah,
for sure.
Maybe I'm crazy. I should just be relaxing at this point and just,
let it fly. Let it fly. And is there? So if we're looking for Lily Sazz, have you got a presence online? Are these songs? I know the song is on YouTube, but you're. If we're looking to find out what you're up to, where do we go?
My website, lilysazz.com, LILYSAZZ.com.
Are you on the socials at all?
I am. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads.
Well, you might not be on
Blue
TikTok much
Sky.
longer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I didn't want to be in the first place.
No,
so good riddance.
I don't think anybody does.
Good
really.
riddance.
Do they want to be on
Fine with
TikTok?
me. And I've got a show coming up in February, and Norm here, one of the organizers of that, is.
Well, let's promote.
Yeah. It's called A Sweetheart of a Show because they love to have their concepts, right, Norm? And that's going to be at the Dundas Museum and Archives on February the 16th. Oh yeah, there's the information. Norm's here to.
Sweetheart of a Show, Lily Sazz.
Along with Siobhan Kerr, the harpist, which that's exciting and new, playing with a harpist. It certainly wasn't on my bucket list. I did not know that I would be playing with a harpist, but
absolutely.
I went and rehearsed with her recently. She has 4 harps in her music room.
Wow.
I've never seen such a thing. I've never even been up close and touched.
You thought you were rough with the harpsichord there, but
they're very different instruments.
Yeah.
but Siobhan's amazing. And it's
going
to be a very eclectic show. I think the people who like her music will hopefully like mine and vice versa.
That's your town, Dundas. Yeah. Well, it's been a great pleasure having you on the show, Lily.
Thanks for having me.
Have you got a song that you can play us
I
out?
can pull out another one. I think I'm going to play a song called "My Baby Cooks." It's a cover song. It's an obscure cover song.
Obscurity's the new
fame. So nobody can compare me. Right?
That's great.
This one was written by Joan Besson, who was the piano player in Prairie Oyster.
Oh, okay.
And I used to really relate to her because she was a side person, who sang backups, like me, played piano, sang backups, and but she does write, and the song I to find her sometime and let her know I've been doing it. I don't know if I'll record it or not, but anyway, it's a lot of fun. It's called My Baby Cooks.
My Baby Cooks. Lily Sazz, everybody. Put your hands together. Thanks, Lily.
My baby makes grits for me. Grits so good I go ooh-wee. We're as happy as we can be. My baby makes grits for me. My baby keeps the coffee hot, steaming on the stove top, sitting in the pot. I'm so grateful for what we got. My baby keeps the coffee hot. He cooks good. Good for me, he cooks good. Good for me, he looks good. Good to me, he's so good. Good to me, he cooks good. He looks good. My baby cooks hot, hot. My baby feeds me beans and rice, simmering on the stove with special spice. It's a little taste of paradise. My baby feeds me beans and rice. Oh, my baby cooks hot, hot. Oh, my baby cooks hot. My baby puts the dumplings on. He cooks good. Good to me, he cooks good. Good to me, he looks good. Good to me, he's so good. Good to me, he cooks good. He looks good. My baby cooks hot, hot. Oh, 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 my baby cooks hot. Oh, 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 my baby cooks hot.
You've been listening to Lily Sazz live on Shake It Up Radio on CanupTunes.ca, broadcasting from the Cat and Fiddle, Hamilton's own pub. We will be back in just a few short minutes with our next guest, Chelsea Reynolds. Don't go away. Don't forget, 50-50 draw, 3 tickets, $5. We'll be right back.
I'm good with this part. If you guys should know
What did you say? I saw guys on the back phone. We talk about you being called. Alan Graham's here. He's not coming down with me.
Thank you.
He's an Alan. I did
Oh,
go to on Monday. Just couldn't make it. Too busy. Just make it this Monday.
Was that ours or was that?
No, it's Dave's, but he told me we were gonna make it this week. I was ready.
Oh,
No, I know.
Hey,
I'm not here.
There was
Because then when you changed cables, you were still.
Send it back to tomorrow.
Correctly at first.
Judy, you can't even sit here. What's the
No,
problem?
I'm not, it's just my.
That was it. You know, it makes it bad.
Good stuff.
250 now.
That's fine. Start off.
What's got friends with her?
Yeah. You never know.
You never know, right?
So big bucks today. Lee Matthews is throwing money around.
I'm all over the dump truck.
Oh, shit.
But you should win now. That's what I'm not giving people. It's not good, Lily. I got distracted there because she's like calling on the ball. So I came hard with it. I never make it a problem. It's too hard to make it a problem. That's all I'm gonna do. Cheers.
Ian publishes the magazine that says.
The new hammer.
Coffee.
All right.
The new hammer.
That's actually my competition. I know, back in the 80s, before when I moved to McLean State West in 92, 90, you know, I moved away, came back, and all of a sudden, a few magazines around. It was just straight west.
Hello, hello.
So, back then, it was. It was. Because I remember the hammer.
They kind of used our, we were really 90s, right around 90s.
Yeah. So here's the formula. There's like space of one little voice.
Right from work for
Standard
Yeah, well, it was, to me, it was like Nalma.
Exactly, not George Strait, those words. Those was it.
Yeah, George Strait, yeah.
Well, I'm different because I'm doing that all shit.
But, you know, you're right.
Only music
Very
theater,
important, very important.
There you go, Jared. Happy Friday. Got a meeting, so I meet somebody, back in Summer Smith Brewery, maybe there. They play at Sessions Brewery later today, Sessions in Marijuana, they're having an anniversary party.
Oh,
I told Shannon to stop in, but I got to practice the Wings Tribute instead. That was hilarious.
So the keyhole that I did have, oh.
That's up to Heather.
I have
I want to play the
tested-
festival this year.
tested.
So I've already tested first. I'm gonna get
Oh, okay.
We'll go for now. Hey, Dave, how's it going?
I know.
It's like
I exist. I exist beyond the too.
I went with the weekend at least, and you looking for stuff.
Yeah.
And shopping. All of a sudden, the daytime, it's so confused. I didn't know anybody. Everything was confusing.
There's too many people.
I actually
It's an hour,
Friday.
I'm going there for an hour before I start.
Yeah.
Our poster there.
Yep. Actually, somebody asked me about, the concerts out in West Hill. I said, I haven't been to it. What do you think? I said, close your eyes, the music plays, and for friends who live in West Hill. Oh, that's nice. And he likes Adele.
Yeah.
Great.
I did. Yeah, but that was old. Actually, it started already. I started that in 2019, and I've been having a lot of those for 3 years now.
So you had art sense, right?
Yes.
She's gonna say she had.
Yeah.
Oh, you're that, I've got 4. Oh, you know, it's all the French fries.
Well, I was eating a very healthy diet, but it was too little too late. By the time I had the heart problems and then the cancer, so, you know, 2023 was a lifetime.
Eerie. How's that?
Well, thanks.
Still sick?
You were, I feel healthy, I feel good. Well, I've got the energy.
Still sick, still stuttering.
And he's not a great deal. I haven't.
Yeah, well, it's like nobody's really seen me over this.
Probably, not Heather. Put a few extras thrown in.
I know she's not taking on any more tax clients. No, the radio station, someone else was
Oh,
looking
yeah, I
for
love
someone
that.
specifically that helps in musicians.
Right behind it.
So what's the actual,
So the station is broken up to and the show is called Shake It Up.
what's the number?
Well, it's on the internet.
Connectunes.ca.
Yeah, you just go,
It's
yeah.
not on the
But they're
radio.
on like YouTube.
No, it's online radio.
Yeah, but it's on the normal.
Oh, okay. That's telling me, he's got some basic radios in the car. So,
Yeah, unless you have it in your phone, you Bluetooth it through your phone. That's an option.
sorry, are you the nice, oh, no, I'm not the official. You wouldn't want to hear me do anything. Oh, well, you know what, the lights
all
behind
leave.
there, everyone looks like angels. You got a halo. But I'm here to see today. Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah, I read her history there. It's quite amazing. She's really good, yeah. And apparently we're friends. I got a lot of people on Facebook.
Chelsea? I'm Gary.
No, I'm Dana.
Dana.
Yeah, no, I'm not Chelsea, but I'm away from him.
All right, one remove.
So I'm.
Where is she? Text her.
Nice to meet you. You're just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
You ever eat before the jam?
I don't, I've never been. I know what's up.
Yeah. I'm excited. Absolutely. I'm excited that I can
No
meet
less.
So do I have time for what?
Yes.
All right.
You see somebody with a guitar? You're all good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Remind me to have Chelsea pull the winner. The wiener.
Pull your wiener.
The wiener. The ticket. Wiener ticket. Ticket wiener.
Winner.
Yeah.
Don't say wiener. I thought you had to
Wiener.
pull your wiener. Wiener.
I always say I go to play win like a free ticket on bingo. Yeah, I think I'm a wiener.
Did you hear from our next gang, or they?
Well, her friend's here, so she's on her way. She's texting her. She's on
Oh,
her way.
okay. Oh, you're here for Chelsea.
Yeah.
You
Chelsea's
pals with
friend.
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Pals with everybody.
Chelsea,
We got schools this way. Oh, nice. There she is there. Chelsea, we've met. I saw you and your brother at the lounge. I think you opened for Mark. Are you playing with your brother today, or you just
solo today. He's a busy guy.
I don't know, but that's, yeah.
So you plug your guitar in position. I will be right back.
And, how are you? That's really great. Yes, so ready. I just go to. Perfect. Are you coming? I think it's like a sold out show. Oh, the commoners. Oh, yes.
Nice Halloween shirt. Nice Halloween.
I know. I just like it because it's got butterflies.
It's unusual, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wore a Halloween one last week too, but nobody said it out loud. They just like gonna let me know.
I think shirts are a good way to express yourself.
I forgot to end the stream.
I just turned mine off, so I just remembered.
I can do it.